Good evening. I'm Jamie Clary, the mayor of the city of Hendersonville, Tennessee. This is our board meeting for October 14th, 2025. The person who hit the gavel there just a second ago, that's Lindy Elliott. Her parents are Amanda and Matt Elliott. Matt is one of our firefighters. Lindy is a fourth grader, Jack Anderson Elementary School. In just a second, she's also going to lead us with a pledge. But first, we're going to have Jeff Phillips, Dr. Jeff Phillips. He is the senior pastor at Saundersville United Methodist Church. Provide us with a prayer. Jeff, we very much appreciate all you do, in addition to being a pastor in our community, as well as everything that your congregation does. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for asking. It's a pleasure to be here. May we go to the Lord now in prayer. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we begin tonight by giving you thanks. Thanks for everything that you've given us, all the freedoms that you've given us, the chance to assemble together tonight. All the things, Lord, that are in our lives that we take for granted, help us to notice those and remember to pause and give you thanks for each and everything. Lord, tonight we want to lift up those that are sick, those that we've had prayer requests for, Brent Hunter, the family of Charlie Kirk, and other people, Lord, that we have on our hearts and on our minds. We know that you know who they are and what their needs are, and we ask that you give them comfort and consolation in their times of need. Heavenly Father, we also lift up our brothers and sisters over in Humphreys County, those that experienced the devastation of the explosion. Be with them, be with their families as they rebuild their lives. And Lord, we ask for protection over our military, our police officers, our firemen, our first responders, and all those who go to protect us in harm's way. Bring them all home safely to their families, Lord, and look after them. Lord, we also lift up our city. We lift up our nation and our world. Put everything in your hands, and we'll have everything done according to your will. Tonight, Lord, we ask for blessings on these proceedings and give us all the courage to do what is right and do everything in your name as we do everything in your service. Heavenly Father, all these things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. Again, that's Dr. Jeff Phillips from Saundersville United Methodist Church. Thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate that. Now, Lindy is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Lindy, go ahead.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You did a great job. Great. See you later. Thank you. I'm going to entertain a motion that we approve the agenda that was provided to you in your packet.
So moved.
We have a motion from Alderman Garza and a second from Alderman Dixon. Any discussion, any motions to make additions? All those in favor of approving the agenda as it was provided to you in your packet, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. That passes unanimously. Next, we have a couple of presentations. I am going to ask, I'll come down there. So the first one is, I want to ask Wary Hutchinson to come join me, please. Awesome. And I want to read you a little bit of why he's here. Good to have you. Thank you. Whereas earlier this year at the Chop House, a life-threatening emergency occurred when a woman began to choke while dining. And whereas amidst the panic and uncertainty, Wary Hutchinson, this gentleman right here, acted swiftly, selflessly, and without hesitation to render aid. And whereas through his decisive and courageous actions, Mr. Hutchinson successfully performed the Highland maneuver and saved the woman's life, preventing what could have been a tragic outcome. And whereas his bravery, presence of mind, and willingness to assist a fellow citizens in distress reflect the highest ideals of a community of compassion and civic responsibility. Now, therefore, I, Jamie Clary, Mayor of the City of Hendersonville, Tennessee, do hereby recognize and commend Wary Hutchinson for his extraordinary act of heroism and encourage the citizens of Hendersonville to recognize Mr. Hutchinson for the impact of his actions for a member of our community. Thank you so much. You were just there having dinner, is that right?
Yeah, it was my daughter's 19th birthday.
Okay, what, can you say that right here? Okay.
That was my daughter's 19th birthday. We went out for dinner, and my friend who's here, she was sitting behind me, and he said, "Look, that woman's choking," and so I just jumped. So it's
pretty awesome. Thank you. You get to keep that. Amazing. Thank you so much. Yep. Now I need a couple people with the Sons of American Revolution to join me. I need firefighter Shelton to come join me. Chief, Assistant Chief, do y'all want to join me as well? I think there's some family here. Totally up to y'all. I'll read my portion first, and then I know a couple other people that deserve some time up here as well. Whereas senior firefighter paramedic Corey Shelton, a dedicated public servant and employee of the city of Hendersonville, exemplifies the highest ideals of a first responder through his unwavering commitment to saving lives. And whereas on the occasion of a Tennessee Titans game, Corey Shelton witnessed a fellow citizen and resident of his hometown of Westmoreland suffer a sudden cardiac arrest. And whereas demonstrating exceptional presence of mind and medical expertise, Corey Shelton immediately initiated life-saving interventions, including the administration of CPR, and the use of an automatic external defibrillator. And whereas due to his swift actions, the individual was successfully resuscitated, obviously he's right here, and later walked out of the hospital just days after the event. And whereas Corey Shelton's actions reflect great credit upon himself, the city of Hendersonville, and the broader public safety community, and the people who trained him. Now, therefore, I, Jamie Clary, Mayor of the City of Hendersonville, Tennessee, do proclaim our deep appreciation and pride for Corey Shelton and encourage the citizens of Hendersonville to recognize our distinguished resident for his service to our community. Corey, where'd you go? Here you go. Okay, awesome. So I appreciate it very much. On to y'all go next. So that's going to be yours. I'm going to get out of the way.
Can I read this one?
Okay, come up here. Now, mine's not going to be as eloquent, okay? On August 22nd, Hendersonville firefighter paramedic Corey Shelton entered a Nissan Stadium for a Tennessee Titans game, preseason game. After he entered, another fan, Roger O'Neill, collapsed near a stadium first aid room. Firefighter Corey Shelton immediately went to Mr. O'Neill, found him pulseless and not breathing. He began CPR as an AED was located, and the stadium medics came to the scene. The AED was used in an ambulance, transported him to St. Thomas Midtown, where he was treated and survived. Both Mr. O'Neill and firefighter Shelton live in Westmoreland, and many fans helped ensure Mr. O'Neill's privacy and prayed for him as he was treated. He came to the game by himself, and his medical event could not have happened in a better place considering his drive from Westmoreland. In his efforts and training, the Colonel Anthony Bledsoe chapter of the Sons of American Revolution is honored to present the life-saving medical to firefighter paramedic Corey Shelton. And I know Mr. O'Neill has a few words as well.
Yeah, you covered quite a bit of it. All right. That's fine, a little shorter. All right. Corey, you didn't just save my life that day. You gave me a second chance at a gift so profound that I would spend the rest of my days cherishing it. In that critical moment when everything seemed to hang by a thread, you acted with bravery, clarity, and decisiveness. An selflessness that is truly rare and that I will forever admire. In a moment when hesitation could have meant the difference between life and death, you didn't hesitate, you didn't falter, and you didn't think twice about your own comfort. In a world where it's easy to look the other way, you chose to step forward, to intervene, and to make a difference in a way that very few people ever could. I often think about what could have been if you hadn't been there, and it's a thought that humbles me every single time. But instead of dwelling on what might have been, I chose to focus on what is, on the life I have now because of you. Because of you, Corey Shelton and I have been given the most precious gift of all, a second chance. A chance to wake up each morning and feel the warm sun on my face, to hear the laughter of my loved ones, and to embrace the beauty of life in all of its forms. You've given me the opportunity to continue my journey, to dream bigger, to love deeper, and to cherish every single moment. And for that, I am eternally grateful. Proverbs 22:6 states, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. I truly believe your parents raised you up to be a believer of the Trinity. The definition of Trinity would be the Godhead as three entities, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Corey, your actions were not just heroic, they were a testament to the kind of person you are. You are a real man, someone who embodies the very best of humanity. You are a person of immense courage, compassion, and selflessness. And in my moment of need, you became my guardian angel, a divine intervention sent from God through the power of the Holy Spirit to perform a miracle. Corey, you are my hero in every sense of the word, and the reason I am standing here today, and I am humbled to have been the recipient of such a profound act of kindness. Your actions have touched not only my life, but the lives of everyone who knows me. You've shown us all what it means to truly care for another human being, to step up when it matters most. Corey, you are someone who embodies the very best of what it means to be a human, with the power of the Holy Spirit as your guiding light. You are someone who inspires others to be better, to care more deeply, and to act with compassion. Corey, I know that no words, no gestures, or no amount of gratitude could ever fully repay what you've done for me. But I promise you this, I will honor this second chance at life. I will live fully, love deeply, and strive to make a difference in the lives of others, just as you have made in mine. I will carry your kindness with me always, and I will do my best to pay it forward, so that your incredible act of bravery continues to ripple outward. To everyone here, let's take a moment to recognize and celebrate Corey Shelton. Let us honor his courage, his selflessness, and his unwavering commitment to doing what is right. Corey, you're a true hero, and I will never stop being thankful for you from the depths of my heart. Thank you.
I don't have an eloquent speech like that to give out. I was not prepared. I was told today just to be here, and I was going to be recognized for something. I wasn't prepared for this. So this is amazing. As a first responder, you don't get to see this kind of thing very often. We work on so many. We respond to so many calls, and it's super humbling and super amazing to be able to see what happens after just doing your job. And so forever grateful to be a part of that, his life, and to be able to be a part of everything that happens. So I'm just right place, right time. So
Hey, so I just want to add, I want to follow up with what the mayor said. The mayor talked about his training. I think his training started 20-something years ago. I've known his dad for years. He's worked for us for over 25 years. And as the gentleman here eloquently said, the training started at home. There's not a lot of people that would have stopped and done what Corey did that day anymore. They'd have kept walking. And for Corey to have the heart and the compassion to do that, that training started at home with his mom and dad, who are very, very truly godly and dearly people. And you could not expect anything else but those two folks to do what they've done by raising this son. He's a pleasure to have him with us, and they're a pleasure to be my friends and co-workers as well. So thank you. Thank you.
So, Firefighter Shelton and Mr. Hutchison, thanks so much. There's 2 people alive today because of y'all. Thank you so much. Alderman Skidmore, you're next with the reports.
How do I follow that? Holy crap. Are we going down here or just?
Totally up to you. Totally up to you.
You like it, buddy? Let me just come down there first. You want to come down here too? And we'll do this?
Sure, okay.
This won't take just a second, but I had the opportunity to represent the city of Hendersonville and the mayor's office as the vice mayor, and also the board of aldermen, and up at Volunteer State Community College about two weeks ago. And so I had really enjoyable time, which I'm not going to bore you with that, but it was a very good time for me, and a special time for me because there were so many people that I knew there, both, and I'll tell you a quick story from Gallatin and Hendersonville, even Hendersonville. In fact, I sat with folks from Hendersonville, and a lot of people knew my mother, and it was just a good time because I had known a lot of those folks for a long time. So I'm sitting there with Bob Atkins, and we're kind of talking in the back, and they called out to Hendersonville, Tennessee, and he goes, "Get up there, son, y'all won an award." So, Mayor, I wanted to present this to you. This is an award for, oops, it's backwards. the Hendersonville won an award for their excellence and their help at Volunteer State Community College. So, Mayor, this is to you. And thank you for all the work that you do for Volunteer State, and thank the Board of Aldermen and also the people of Hendersonville. And that's it. And
So it says in recognition of your loyal dedication and continuous generosity. So we've been given to the Vol State, it's basically an entrepreneurial center for many, many years through our nonprofit committee and through our budgets. And it's nice that they recognize it.
yes, it is. And,
So thank you, Mark.
and just thank you for
Yep.
for the opportunity to represent the city of Hendersonville. And my family, we all went to Volunteer State like a lot of families do, and it was just a genuine pleasure. And I was really excited. I was shocked that we won because I wasn't expecting that. And they told us we'd won. He said, "Get up there."
I was supposed to tell you.
Okay. Well, anyway, thank you again, Mayor, and all the work that you do for those folks up there too. Here.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Kathy Passy,
right.
you're up next.
Thank you all.
Hey, great. Thank you, Mayor. I am here tonight to tell you all about the cleanup that we have coming October the 25th. We will be doing another community cleanup, and we will be starting a little bit later than we have before, and we're going to end a little bit earlier than we have before. But that's because we have less litter to clean up. So success there. But we will be meeting at City Hall at 8 o'clock, and we'll have 2 slots, 8 to 10 and 9 to 11. We'll also have a cleanup going on down at the lake shore that day. So we're going to clean up the entire city, lake shore included, and we're working with the Cumberland River Compact that's working with our city committee, the Lake Shore Cleanup Committee. So the Lake Shore Committee will be working there, as well as the Drakes Creek Foundation, I believe. Foundation, yeah. Anyway, they'll be cleaning up as well, and then we're also going to be sending people over to the Arboretum. So if you would go to hvilletn.org/cleanup, that'll take you to our sign up. You can sign up for one slot or both slots, stay as long as you want, or leave when you have to. But again, we're really happy that we don't have as much litter. So thanks to the clean team, I think to our citizens, that we've just raised awareness and we don't have as much litter. So that's a good news. So I hope you will join us. And then I want to remind you that October is the last month this year that we have to recognize your neighbor that's doing all those good things. So whether it's a landscaping project or just maintaining, this is a great time of the year for fall decorations. So if you have a neighbor in your neighborhood or anywhere in the city, really, we need those nominations, and we want to recognize the folks that are doing good. So if you would send in that nomination to beautiful@hvilletn.org. And if you have an address, we've got to have that. If you have the name, that would be terrific. But if not, we'll find that. But that we will make those presentations to the winners next BOMA meeting. So thank you so much.
Kathy, thank you, and thank you to the committee, Beautiful Hendersonville. Really appreciate all you're doing.
Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah.
Don, can you prop that open just a little bit, please? Thank you. Next, we have a public hearing. This is a public hearing to hear comments on ordinance 2025-19. This is an ordinance adopting revisions to the zoning ordinance for the city of Hendersonville. Let me read the rules, and these are the same rules that we have for citizen comments that follows in just a few minutes. Speakers must identify themselves by name and address. Public comment shall be limited to 5 minutes per person, which time is not transferable to other speakers. All comments are to be directed to the presiding officer, not to the aldermen, city staff, or other members of the public. Comments must address issues, not individuals or personalities. Personal attacks shall not be tolerated. Comments may support or oppose particular issues or measures, but the motives of those with different views shall not be questioned or attacked. Malicious comments will not be allowed. Speeches for or against particular candidates running for public office shall not be allowed. We have one person signed up for the public hearing, and that's David Lucky of Clarendon Place.
I'm speaking on 2025-19. I wanted to thank the mayor and the city staff. We provided some comments that we felt like helped clean up the language and make the changes to the zoning code more friendly, business friendly, but it also made it easier to understand and deal with on a commercial basis. I know I come up here a lot and complain, but I wanted to come up here and compliment the city staff, and the city attorney. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Next, I'm going to entertain a motion that we approve the minutes that were provided to you in your packet. Those are the minutes from our September 23rd, 2025 meeting. We have a motion from Alderman Goodwin and a second from Alderman Garten. Any discussion on that? All those in favor of approving the minutes that were provided to you in your packet, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. That passes unanimously. Next, we have citizen comments for which the rules that apply. I just read those a second ago. And the first person we have signed up is Robert Little of Raindrop Lane.
I'm Robert Little, 314 Raindrop Lane. Mayor Clary, members of the board. At the last BOMA meeting, I submitted 7 formal inspections and duplicate of records requests to Mayor Clary. It has been over 20 days and I have not received a response of those requests. I have retained copies of all submissions to each alderman, and I also provided them to Mr. Rob Cole at Channel 5 News. And here's a copy for all the aldermen. Tonight, I want to especially address the letter that the City of Hendersonville sent to the residents of Creekwood Subdivision. The City of Hendersonville Public Works Department has received requests for traffic calming and safety improvements on Creekwood Lane. A couple of years ago, we also received this request and began working to install pavement striping on the roadway. However, we received negative feedbacks from residents as the pavement markings were being laid out. As a result, we canceled the project. Following that letter, I requested from Mayor Clary the list of residents who allegedly proposed that pedestrian right-of-way on Creekwood Lane. This is one of the 7 information requests I submitted September 23rd at the BOMA meeting. To date, I have received no response. In contrast, I have obtained signatures from almost 90% of the Creekwood subdivision residents in support of establishing a pedestrian right-of-way on both sides of Creekwood Lane to improve the safety of our community. Because of the lack of transparency and communications from the mayor's office, I provide copies of the petition to each alderman and to Rob Cole at Channel 5 News. Creekwood residents deserve the same attention and safety as every other neighborhood in Hendersonville. The continued inaction of this manner makes many of us feel that Creekwood subdivision has become a stepchild of the city, overlooked and unfairly disregarded when it comes to basic safety improvements. We ask the board to act on the interests of public safety and stop this discrimination and ensure that Creekwood Lane reserves the pedestrian protections our residents have overwhelmingly requested. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Little. Next, we've got Roger O'Neill, Ransom Mandrell Road. Oh, I think he signed up. Yeah. Okay. Afton Skidmore, Lakeside Park Drive.
Mine's going to be brief. Good evening, Mayor, Aldermen, and City leadership. My name is Afton Skidmore, and I live at 174 Lakeside Park Drive. I'm here tonight representing Keep Walton Ferry Green, a small, rapidly growing group of citizens committed to preserving one of the last remaining green spaces of Walton Ferry Peninsula. Specifically, we are working to protect the 15-acre plot of land next to the Arboretum and directly across the street from Hawkins Middle School. Our vision for this land is to remain lush and a natural habitat for local wildlife and native plant species, in perpetuity as a community green space that benefits both nature and future generations. Our current property owner has temporarily pulled the land off the market while waiting for more favorable conditions to sell. We see this pause as a very rare and urgent opportunity to build momentum with the community to save this land before it's gone. So far, we've gathered over 1,400 petition signatures and raised over $5,000 in pledges. We've begun assigning roles within our team and are in the process of forming a nonprofit organization which we believe can unlock new partnerships and resources to support this effort long-term. We currently meet at the Church of the Nazarene on Luna Lane every second Monday of the month, and anyone that is interested, we welcome to join us on those Mondays. You can also find us on Facebook at Keep Walton Ferry Green, where we share updates and opportunities to get involved. Most importantly, we are here tonight to ask for your collaboration, guidance, and support. Preserving this land will take community cooperation, and we hope that the city leadership will walk alongside of us as we work toward a solution that benefits all of Hendersonville. This is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to protect something special before it's too late. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to working with all of you.
Afton, thank you. Next item on our agenda is a consent agenda, which we have no items there. And then on to ordinance and resolutions. The first item that we have under there is second reading of ordinance 2025-19. This is an ordinance adopting revisions to the zoning ordinance for the city of Hendersonville. Alderman Martin.
Motion.
Thank you. And a second from Alderman Sassy. Go ahead.
Sorry. I love the zoning ordinance revisions, and I love having input from everybody's, including the community and developers, as well as the planning commission. It was unclear as to when all the comments were received, or if they were baked in before the first reading, or can you tell me a little bit more about how the process that Mr. Lucky just reviewed happened?
I'd like to be able to hand those out to you, but I forgot to make copies.
Well, I saw the email, and it didn't look like we got one. Is it just signage, or what are we talking about?
Can you help us out, Timothy? I think all of them, well, yeah, so since planning commission, so we had planning commission, then we had general committee, then we had this meeting.
Well, we had the first Bowman meeting.
First Bowman meeting, yeah. David Lucky had some ideas for amendments at the first one, but he and Lance wanted to get together and see if they were necessary, also see if they could get something that was written for us to get out ahead of time. Timothy and Keith also looked at some possible changes because there were a couple places where some wording was unnecessary. Jesse and Lance right now are making copies to hand out in just a second. So I think Alderman Martin's question is it all these amendments, are they related to signage?
Yes. Yes, they are all related to signage in one way or another.
All right, well, that should be fine if we just have something to look at. Do we want to come back to this while they're running?
Probably.
All right, let's just move it down to the agenda.
Okay, where do you want to go?
I'm sure it'll be fine. Move it to past resolution 36.
Okay, so we move it to the tail end of the agenda. That's a motion to defer. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, so it would be the last item under ordinance and resolutions, Alderman Martin, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have a motion, a second. Any discussion on that motion to move it further down the agenda? Okay. Alderman Sassy on the motion?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So we've already approved the agenda. Does that mean we need 2/3 on this?
Yes, it does. It does. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Which means we need 9. So all those in favor of moving this down the agenda, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no and raise your hand. Okay, that looks like we have 13. Sounds like we're good. So, okay. So next item is second reading of ordinance 2025-16. This is an ordinance amending budget ordinance 2025-09, recognizing and compensating Hendersonville Fire Chief Scotty Bush for certain vacation carryover hours in excess to the maximum carryover. Alderman Evans. We need a motion, please.
No.
So we have a motion from Alderman Sassy. And a second from Alderman Robertson. So where we are on this is that we have an amendment that was approved 3 weeks ago, and that is now part of this motion. Do we have any discussion on this? Alderman Martin.
I do. Ever since the last time we talked about this, we had really great discussion. I really appreciated Alderman Evans in his original motion and ordinance. And I also appreciated Alderman Robertson's amendment. Since then, there's been a lot of discussion in the news, on Facebook, articles, and just reading the comments to those articles. It's been really predominantly in favor of Evans's original ordinance. Just go ahead and pay out Chief Bush his vacation time. And I did a poll on Facebook, and to me, the community predominantly favors just going ahead and paying it out. So I did want to at least just test the wheel now that we've got that additional data of what the community supports and what the community wants. So I'd like to make a motion that we proceed with the original ordinance from Mr. Evans.
So what I need to do is I need to check which side you were on the vote for the amendment. Were you on the prevailing side?
No.
Okay, in that case, I can't allow you to make that motion. It can only be from somebody on the prevailing side. Otherwise, we are just voting on a motion that we've already voted on. If there's somebody that voted for that amendment that would like to make that motion, they get a second from somebody who made that motion, then we can reconsider that.
All right.
Alderman Martin, anything else? Okay. Alderman Dixon.
Thank you, Mayor. When we were last speaking about this, like it was September 23rd, last month, Chief Bush was at the podium and he left us with that he was going to send an email concerning his vacation time. So can I ask the chief to please come to the podium?
Sure. Chief,
Just so we can wrap this discussion up. He ended up sending it to us that night. I don't think I read it till the next day. Thank you, Chief.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to go back and tie up all the ends with that, right? You said that during that time, that your 2019 excess vacation time could be carried over with no stipulation of when it was to be used. You also said that there was an email that was sent out about vacation accruals that said, due to the situation we're in, the city employees were allowed to carry over time with no deadline of when those hours were to be used. And then you later that night sent that email out to us, but before you left the podium, you did say, you said again, we could extend that carryover with no defined time limit. And Alderman Sassy asked to see the email. Thank you for that. So we did get to see that email as I look at it. And it's from Chris Taylor, March 13th, 2020. The very last sentence says, any vacation carryover remaining from last year will fall into the 2020 vacation carryover at the end of this year. And then since receiving that email, well, I actually asked a follow-up question of staff. Were there any further directives from HR or executive staff for that year? And we have a 2020 vacation carryover extension email from Chris Taylor from August 18th, 2020. It's pretty detailed, but in bold letters, it says any excess vacation time over the allowable amount must be taken on or prior to March 31st, 2021, or this time will be lost. Do you have that? Have you seen that?
I'm sure it's in my email box, but I don't have it in front of me.
It went to all eligible employees from Chris Taylor on August 18th, 2020.
But I do think there's a conversation piece where I came to the mayor and asked for an extension.
Right. You did. So,
Not in between that. I mean, sorry, go ahead.
No, no,
no.
go right ahead.
No,
I'm
she's
trying to
talking
fill
about
in the blanks.
She's talking about the email that you sent to us 3 weeks ago, and then this email here. We didn't have any agreement between those two.
Yeah, that's just a few months in between. Would you agree that Chris was providing a deadline for employees to use their vacation earned in 2019 and 2020?
Based on the one I have, no, but if you have something different, I would certainly take a look at
Do we have an
that.
extra one of these?
We've got it up there.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's right there.
Okay.
So you feel exempt from that based on your oral discussions?
Yes,
Or-
ma'am. I mean, again, that usually comes at the end of the year, right? So March is the extension. If I have an extension, it's usually asked for by the end of March, which would be before August 18th. And that would have been an agreement that we would have made in our conversations, correct?
Okay, okay. So we also have, I think it's in everybody's package, a few months later, in January of 2021, you sent an email to Dave Lamar. So for the record, Dave Lamar was our acting city administrator at that time. He was our interim. And you asked to extend your deadline to use your vacation hours. Is that true?
If that's an email from me, yes, ma'am.
So you knew there was a deadline from August 2020, but then you asked in a few months later to have an extension.
Yes, ma'am.
for
Again,
you.
we were talking about difficult times. We weren't sure what was going to happen. So yes, ma'am. I mean, I asked for an extension from year to year to year. I'm not trying to hide from that at all. And it was been granted every time.
I felt like the conversation last time was not a whole conversation, in that we did not have this interim email where the HR director definitively said all eligible employees must use their vacation time.
But that's a standing.
Chief, hold on. Go ahead.
I just feel like that was missing in the conversation. And I just wanted to get it on the record, okay? And, we, thank goodness for staff to get to look it up and find it when I asked, did we have any follow-up? Because we're looking for honest information to do our job up here. You provided us your email, and I thank you for that. I appreciate it. So, Mayor, that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, Alderman Dixon. Alderman Evans.
Since it was brought up, I wasn't going to say anything tonight, but since it was brought up, I think what we can all say is that in all of this, there's been a lot of that was wrong in how all this was handled. And to call up and to say something like misinformation or there was misleading or whatever was said, and the implication that is being made here, I think it's, we're beyond that. And
I was saying that.
Let me
Alderman
finish.
Dixon, hold on. Go ahead. Alderman Evans.
Let me finish. I gave you the opportunity.
You did.
Okay.
So I feel like that, yes, there may have been some missing documents, but what was shared at the last meeting was shared based on his opinion. And thank you for, bringing all these up, but calling into question whether someone is being, is confusing things or is misleading. I think we shouldn't do that.
I just
Hold
felt
on.
like we didn't have all
Alderman
the
Evans, are you
information.
finished?
Yes.
Okay, so we actually have Alderman Bergdorf.
Yes.
Alderman Bergdorf, you okay with Alderman Dixon? Go ahead. Yes. Okay, go ahead, Alderman Dixon.
I don't know if we were misled or not. I just felt like we weren't giving all the information. And I'm not even sure Chief Bush even remembered from 5 years ago that there was another email. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Alderman Dixon. Thank you, Alderman Evans. Alderman Bergdorf.
Thank you, Mayor. Alderman Evans, thank you. I think what we need to move beyond this here. There's a lot of things I want to say. I don't know that that's necessary. The environment we are in is a good environment right now. We're bringing up an employee before the city fathers, the city representatives. to almost, I feel like it's unnecessary. It's absolutely unnecessary. Because it passed, let's go ahead and move on. This is not good for the city. This is not good for our citizens. This is divisive to the employees, divisive to our city as a whole, and we need to bring everyone together. Put this baby to bed and bring everyone together. Thank you.
Alderman Bergdorf, we ask questions of our staff many, many times. We very often ask them to explain something that came up weeks before. We give a high level of credibility to our staff. I don't have a problem one bit with one of y'all asking our staff questions and challenging them on what they said and asking them to provide proof. I appreciate Alderman Sassy just asking for this email. It's a very simple request, and we got that. I appreciate Chief Bush providing that. Alderman Robertson.
Yeah, I appreciate what Alderman Bergdorf said. This has been a difficult time. Anytime legislators deal with personnel issues, it's not good. So I've got just a couple of factual questions I'd like to ask the chief. They're just factual questions, if he would come forward. To help me make a decision on this matter. Chief, in 2022, when the gentleman's agreement was made to extend your time so you could have more time to use your excessive vacation, during that time, did you have an assistant chief?
I think so, yes.
Okay, and did you recommend the assistant chief?
He went through a process, if I'm not mistaken. I don't just get to appoint anybody.
But but you did have an assistant chief. Okay.
I think so in 2022. What, Chief Edwards, when did you come on board? Thank you.
The last question, has the mayor or the COO or any city official since 2022 denied you a vacation request?
Not that I'm aware of, no, sir.
Okay, that's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alderman Robertson, thank you. Alderman Dixon, I've got your light on. Is that? Okay. We have nobody else wishing to speak, so we're voting on the amended version of ordinance 2025-16. Jason, you ready for us? So all those in favor, press the green button. Those opposed, press the red one. So that passes 10-3. Let me read those. Those in favor, Alderman Bergdorf, Skidmore, Ward, Sassy, Garza, myself, Alderman Dixon, Goodwin, Garten, Robertson. Those voting opposed, Alderman Martin, Alderman Collins, and Alderman Evans. Thank you all. Next, we have first reading ordinance 2025-21. This is an ordinance amending budget ordinance 2025-09 to reflect final year and department adjustments to the city's 2026 fiscal year budget. Alderman Sassy, you want to make a motion since you're chairman of the Finance Committee?
Yeah. Make motion.
Okay.
Second.
And we have a second from Alderman Garza. Any discussion on this? Alderman Robertson.
Tamara, I guess it's Tamara, would be the one to answer. Let's see, 502. I'm not a numbers person. My wife keeps our checkbook, just to make that clear. But I want to know these changes that the comptroller is requiring us to make, correct? These are mandated?
No, there's some change, yeah, there's some changes coming for the fund balance policy, which is later on the agenda.
Okay, I'm ahead of myself. I apologize. I have no questions for this. On this ordinance, but be prepared for the next one.
Any other discussion or considerations for second reading ordinance first reading of ordinance 2025-21? All those in favor of first reading ordinance 2025-21, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. That passes unanimously. Thank you all. Now we're on resolution 2025-34. This is a resolution to revise and update the fund balance and reserve policy for the city of Hendersonville. Alderman Sassy. We have a motion from Alderman Sassy. Second. And a second from Alderman Garza. Alderman Robertson, did you have a question?
I do.
Okay.
Sooner or later. That's what you get. Yeah. So this is a mandate from the state comptroller?
It's a recommendation from the comptroller's office We already had the fund balance policy in place that was related to the general fund. They're recommending that our other funds, especially those that have salary and benefits in it, adhere to that same 16.67% of available fund balance, which is essentially 2 months' worth of operating expenses.
And will we be able to meet that recommendation?
Yeah, the policy's written for any fund that doesn't currently meet it, that it would be over a 3-year period of time. We'd have to phase it in over a 3-year period of time. The hotel motel fund and the drug fund do currently meet that recommendation. Stormwater and State Street Aid do not, so we would have to make a plan for those two beginning with next budget year.
Yeah, that was my question. What's the long-term effect of this state mandate or state recommendation?
It would have to be initially like either a reduction in expenditures or somehow an increase in the revenues for those two funds to be able to build that fund balance. I'm sure between Mr. Eckenroth, Mayor Clary, and our Public Works Director, since those are two funds that they oversee, we can come up with some options and some plans to be able to, meet those recommendations.
In a previous discussion of this board, it was brought up, the large payout that we are required to make for employees before 97. Half of their sick leave would be able to cash out.
Yes.
And an alderman on the board mentioned one particular employee, and I was pretty shocked. So I asked the question, how many employees and what's the total liability as of today of those expenditures that we know that they're going to happen sometime in the future? And I think it was $1.2 million in liabilities that we have to fund when those employees legally retire.
Yeah, currently and I don't know the split between the sick leave payout and the vacation payout, but the total liability is just under $3 million for those two combined.
Just under $3 million. Don't you think we need a reserve for that?
The way the recommendations from GASB, which is the governing board for how we're supposed to account for things, they recommend that we are supposed to budget for those to be have appropriations budgeted for what we anticipate spending within the next budget year. So as we're budgeting every year, we're budgeting assuming that there's going to be some of those vacation payouts, some of those sick leave payouts for those retirements, and those are being added into our budget every year.
But isn't it good financial management to have at least some reserves that it doesn't hit the budget in those years, to have a reserve?
Well, it would still hit the budget in those years. Even if we had a reserve, essentially we would just be taking our unassigned fund balance and reducing it by that $3 million and setting that aside.
That's a good thing, isn't it? To earmark?
Potentially, but a lot of those are used day to day in our normal, as people take a vacation, we're using those hours on a day to day. All of them aren't going to get paid out at a retirement.
Yeah, Mayor, I would hope that at the mid-year budget that staff would look into the possibility of setting up a reserve of at least $500,000 so that we can have, when those employees do retire, we can have a reserve that can meet the expectations, that meet the payment.
So similar to the reserves we have for public safety,
Yes,
for infrastructure?
Infrastructure, I mean, if we had 2 or 3 of those employees hit us at one time, we'd have to cut back on it could really affect our budget, I believe. Our fund balance is way down this year because we've spent it down. And so by having a reserve, that I think is a good safety gap measure. So again, I guess that's maybe a discussion for the Finance Committee. But Mayor, I hope that y'all will consider a reserve, just like the infrastructure and public safety for the retirement, so that we are assured that we have reserves to meet those expenditures.
So I can't commit to that right here because one of the things that we would have to look at is could that money be invested and not be fully liquid at the time? But we'll look into that.
Thank you.
Okay. Alderman Evans.
I hate to admit it, but Alderman Robertson and I have the same thinking. But it's funny that you bring that up because the CEO, Mr. Eckenroth, and I were having that conversation earlier today. So we are working on something to address maybe this for the future, but it won't be like just setting up a reserve, but it will be something that we appropriate through the budgeting process.
Thank you, Alderman Evans. Alderman Collins.
Director Ingersoll, of that $3 million that you mentioned, is that does that include like a 25-year-old employee who does it include everybody?
That includes the total amount of sick leave, vacation, all of the leave time on the books. If we were to stop being a city right now and had to pay those hours out, that's how much we would have to pay out if we were to have to pay them out today.
So a more meaningful number would be perhaps people who have 25 years of service, or I'm not sure how one defines that. You may not know this because it's kind of HR, but do we poll people to say, do you anticipate retiring in the next 3 years, 5 years, or?
Yeah, so as part of the budget cycle, I talk with department heads, and because they have a feel
Sure.
for who may be coming up for retirement the next year, and they give me the names of the folks, and then we, between myself and Mr. Gallo, we look at what they have as far as their compensated time, and we come up with a number to include in the budget as a retirement payout for those employees that the departments anticipate retiring in the coming year.
We certainly have to find a balance between all available sick and vacation time. When, a 35-year-old is not going to retire.
No.
We do not need to have that money in reserve. And we don't need to take things away that could be used for salaries or other expenses that are more of a priority. And we do need to strike that balance. So I appreciate your willingness to look into
Absolutely.
this with Alderman Evans and Mr. Eckenroth, but that balance is going to be important.
Yeah, absolutely. The
Thank
biggest, the biggest department that this has to be looked at in is the fire department. Well, fire and police, but police have such a large vacancy that they're covered from a budgetary standpoint. So, Scotty always works with me every the budget cycles, at least since I've been here, kind of trying to anticipate what we will need for the coming year. And then if there's retirements that weren't known, we'll address it in mid-year budget. But yeah, there's always room for improvement and additional ways to address these issues.
Alderman Collins, thank you. Alderman Sassy.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I just want to say thank you, Alderman Evans and Robertson, for your words there. I love that idea, and I welcome reviewing that in Finance Committee, just seeing what we can do there. That said, don't sit down. That said, we budget, just want to clarify, we budget each year for the expectation of payout for the sick time and the vacation time for employees who leave the city. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. How much are we currently budgeting for that for this fiscal year? Do you have an idea how much that is?
I don't remember the exact amount. I know there were 2 anticipated retirements for the fire department, and there was one other in another department that we put on a separate line item. I can't remember the exact dollar amount.
Okay. Do you happen to know, and I know I'm putting you on the spot, and I apologize. Did not prepare for this. Thanks for all these questions that you put in my head. Do you happen to know how many years we have exceeded how much we budgeted for those line items?
I don't know.
Okay. I would be very interested in, I know this is a resolution. We're going to move I hope we're going to move this forward. I think it makes sense. And we're actually talking about unrelated issues here, so I do very much welcome that coming to Finance and to this board. But if you could find out those answers as well for me, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll do our best to get answers to that. I'll
Yeah.
have to work with Jason.
Because I'm,
Wherever he's hiding out.
yeah. Because my top of mind, I feel like, we're already budgeting year over year, so then to have an additional $500,000 into a reserve fund for that is probably a bit excessive, but I look forward to reviewing it. Thanks.
Alderman Sassy, thank you. Tamara, thank you.
You're welcome.
All those in favor of Resolution 2025-34, please say aye. Those opposed, please say no. That passes unanimously. Now we're on Resolution 2025-36. This is the resolution accepting the FY 2024 Assistance to Firefighters Grant for a collaborative multi-agency project to be administered by the Hendersonville Fire Department. I should have reminded you all down there when we were studying the budget that we have waived the 2-week rule for that. Nobody's surprised by that, I assume. You saw the agenda, you knew that it was coming up. But if anybody has an objection to us considering this, now is the time to bring that up before we vote. Alderman, I need a motion. Alderman Goodwin makes a motion, and a second from Alderman Garten. Alderman Goodwin, go ahead.
This came to public safety tonight. It came through with a unanimous motion from everyone. This will help our fire departments, and it is a 90-10 grant.
Thank you, Alderman Goodwin. Alderman Sassy.
Thank you, Mayor. You all know that I'm not a big fan of waiving the 2-week rule, so but I didn't want to keep this from the agenda. But my question is, what is the urgency?
And on the grant,
Well, I'm sorry, say that again?
Yeah, say that again.
the time frame on the grant.
And what is that time frame?
Chief Bush, can you? 22nd or 23rd next week.
Okay. How long have we known about this grant, or did this just come up?
Yeah, probably
Yeah,
so.
please. I'm sorry. Gee, you just sat down, too.
We received notification, let's see here. Do what, sir? Is it accurate? September 25th.
Okay,
20 what? 24th.
great.
And
That's all.
with the government being shut down right now, there's no way we can accept it, so we're hoping that when they open back up, I mean, we don't know when that's gonna be. I mean, we're checking every day, but the sense of urgency was because we had a deadline, a hard deadline to accept it by.
Great. Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
My last comment is anyone hungry? I need a snack wrap. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Alderman Sassy. Any other discussion on Resolution 2025? Alderman Robertson.
Yeah, Chief, I've got a question. Sorry.
I was on vacation Friday. These are small steps. Yes, sir.
So who will be doing the training? Will our staff?
Vol
be-
State.
Vol State.
Yes, sir.
And do we hope that this will increase participation by our staff?
We have 12 people that have applied for it, but since we applied in 24 with Gallatin and Goodlettsville, depending on what their numbers look like, we will dwindle ours down, but we have this amount of money to run through over a 3-year period. So it will give us an opportunity to train as many people as that want this training. And it's a much cheaper price because we're doing it in-house versus going to Vol State to do it.
Yeah, I want to commend the fire department for doing the in-house training of new employees. So is this, this is another way of trying to, I guess, what would you say, localize training for our employees so they don't have to go so far
Yes, sir.
and
And it
expense.
saves the city money because we're not paying them to go somewhere else to get it. It's double the price at Vol State. If we can do it in-house and bring the instructors here, it's a no-brainer for
Very
us.
good, very good.
Thank you, Chief Bush. Thank you, Alderman Robertson. Any other discussion on Resolution 2025-36? All those in favor of Resolution 2025-36, please say aye. Those opposed, please say no. That passes unanimously. Thank you. Now we're back to second reading of Ordinance 2025-19. This is an ordinance adopting revisions to the zoning ordinance for the city of Hendersonville. Let me pass. Lance is going to send those that away. Annette's going to send these to my left. This is exactly the same thing that we emailed you last night. The formatting, I apologize for that. It's a little bit messed up a little bit, but the text is what's important. Alderman Martin, motion, please. Okay, we have a motion from Alderman Martin. And a second from Alderman Sassy. Are we good? Okay. Alderman Sassy, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Seeing as we're just getting this, I would ask that we postpone this till the next meeting so we have time to review it.
Okay. So postpone the whole ordinance?
The whole thing till next reading.
Okay, so we have a motion, a second, to postpone it to our next meeting? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Which will be in 2 weeks. Alderman Dixon makes a second there. And we're going to discuss the motion to defer this. Alderman Martin, go ahead.
Since Mr. Lucky's here, could we give him an opportunity to talk about his changes? I mean, I think they're probably pretty good.
Okay, so,
We'd have to suspend the rules.
well, first we have to vote on the motion to defer or ask that that would have to be withdrawn. Or we'd have to vote it down.
But we're this,
If we
I
vote,
see.
yeah, if we
Okay.
vote to defer it, we can't.
let's wait. If Mr. Lucky is willing to speak, I'm willing to wait to do that proposal. Oh, or if he's willing to wait 2 weeks. I know you've been here a long time tonight. I mean, then it'll be fresh.
Well, do you want to just run us through it while we?
Okay,
So withdrawn?
okay, so Alderman Sassy has withdrawn that. Alderman Dixon has withdrawn her second. Do you have a copy of this, David? Okay, okay. We have extras if anybody else would like a copy. Oh, without objection, we're going to hear from David Lucky, who owns several properties in Hendersonville, including commercial property. Go ahead, Alderman Martin. Any specific questions or just?
No, just give us a quick run through, so we can take it home and just kind of read it and know a little bit more about what we're reading.
Sure, sure. The first change was by city staff. It's artistic signage. I think that's probably more, Timothy could speak to that, but that's decorative. I don't know if y'all are familiar with like the angel wings on some buildings downtown, you know, where the people take pictures in front of them and stuff, and I think that's what that is about. The next amendment was the continuation or proposed amendment 2 for multi-tenant commercial buildings. If you have one non-conforming use leave, and there's 2 ways it can go. You can have a non-conforming use come back in, but the gist of the whole change was so that on a multi-tenant building, if you had one tenant leave and you had 20 other tenants, you didn't have to change the sign for the 20 other tenants. You just left it, and you changed the face script of it. So that's that proposed change. We asked that for that, plus, you know, there's not really supposed to be any improvements to existing non-conforming signs, but if one's has some structural damage, you can fix it so it's not a health and safety hazard. Amendment 3 deals more with change of use, and when you have a non-conforming use and then that use is in an area, like if it goes from like entertainment use to retail use. And what we wanted to do was tie the use classification to the definition on page 410 of the ordinance, which gets in and describes the uses and makes it real clear about when this is applicable. Part 4, voluntary replacement, self-explanatory, change of use. Most of these have to do with when a building changes. Like, I think it's mainly going to center around things that are in the West Lake corridor. Like if it was I don't know, one of those houses over there, maybe it was a title company and it becomes a massage studio or something like that, you know, it changes and the signage has to come into conformity. So really, we tried to address specifically when a sign needed to change over, and when it needed to be approved to the current new sign ordinance. I think everybody recognizes that we want to get to where the signs are uniform and acceptable, and these are the tools by which we do it in the rules, so to speak. The abandonment of a non-conforming sign has to do with a period of 90 days. We wanted to replace that language with a period of 365 consecutive days. Like if you were to have a tenant turnover, 90 days is not long enough, or a building to sell, 90 days is not long enough for you to mark it to know whether you would have a non-conforming or conforming use. And so it gives everybody a fixed number of days to look at and to gauge when the change needs to happen. That was proposed Amendment 5. Amendment 6 is do y'all not have a 5?
Oh, sorry. No, I was following along.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've probably gone too fast. What's currently in the ordinance is regarding building abandonment. And some months ago, we talked about whether a building was abandoned or it was vacant. This takes into that account a little bit, because an exception shall apply in the event of a completed sale. The new deed holder would have 12 months to either occupy the property, market it, or commence substantial renovations to the property, or it is deemed to have lost its non-conforming status and needs to be brought up current. So this is a trigger to build a new sign.
We've also got Timothy and Jay here, if they could be helpful.
It all sounds reasonable except for maybe number 5. Could you review that again? Because 90 days for a non-conforming sign to be discontinued seems like it would promote us having that owner provide a conforming sign better than an entire year of non-conforming. And maybe from your perspective, there's a reason for that.
It is. It's the marketability of a property. I mean, 90 days, if you have a tenant move out and, it takes 30 or 60 days to get it shaped up and relisted. I mean, you don't have any time to really move through the process on a commercial lease or commercial occupancy. So we picked 365 days because it was a year.
Okay. All right. Tim, the planning commission is vetted this. They're all good with it?
So, no, all these changes have occurred post planning commission approval.
All right. They don't feel like they're material changes. It doesn't need to go through them, right? Whatever your opinion is.
I don't believe so. I don't think there's anything in there that the planning commission would find problematic. That's my estimate.
All right.
Can I follow up with that one?
Yeah.
Okay, did the planning commissioners make any statements opposed to any of these changes that you know of?
No.
Okay.
Did they see the changes?
Yeah, we asked them. I don't believe they have seen these.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
I don't believe so.
I don't think it's material changes.
we go.
If we're going to look at it in 2 weeks, if you don't mind, maybe I could email them and just say, hey, is there anything
Sure.
in here?
And we'd be glad to do that.
Yeah. And we don't have to talk about the next planning commission meeting. We can go ahead and expedite this and turn it around.
Sure, we can send them an email and just ask for any feedback they'd be willing to give.
Yeah, I think they'd be
before
good
that
with it.
2 week
Yeah.
period.
Or if they want to see it, come back there, whatever. All right.
Thank you, Alderman Martin. Lance, go ahead.
Just clarify, Alderman Martin, on the amendment number 5, that the 90 days to 365 days, Mr. Lucky had proposed, and I think Alderman Ward may have proposed this once before, an exception if the building was being actively marketed and planning had some concern about how to gauge that. So I think Timothy, we talked about the 365 days. So that was something that, with the exception of actively marketing, hard to gauge, unless it's listed, I guess, but still, I mean, that's another reason why the 90 went to the 365 days.
All right, so I guess this 90 days would be like a statute of limitations, but the 365 would be a statute of repose, and we can just go with the 365, either lease it or you don't.
Well, the 90 days wouldn't be applicable. The 90 changes to 365.
Yeah, 90 days would just go away.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Alderman Martin. Thank you, Lance. Do we need anything else from Timothy? Timothy, thank you. Jay, do you think, okay, if you feel like something else that we need to know.
Thank you, Mayor, Alderman. So this really is in the context of the West Lake Plan area that we've been targeting. So we were implementing a sign grant program that was trying to get the non-conforming, primarily pole signs, to come into conformance. So that was the stick and carrot with the grant program. These edits, the first round through, was really taking that next step of how can we be, as the city, take a position that was a little bit more strong of the stick and less carrot. So those changes were really very proactive in getting non-conforming signs to fall out of just existing and for them to be taken down and losing their non-conforming status. So staff's original, what went through the Planning Commission, was very aggressive. And it's really what's being brought forth for you guys to consider. Was that too aggressive? And then these edits and these revisions softening that a little bit, but still maintaining that intent to make non-conforming signs go away. That's the context.
Alderman Martin.
I'm going to just let the board know that I agree with what he just said. When I first read it, it was very aggressive compared to not only Metro, but similarly situated cities like ourselves around here. At the end of the day, we didn't want to be reasonable, so I agree with you.
Alderman Sassy.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion that we defer this to our next meeting.
Okay, we have a motion from Alderman Sassy, second from Alderman Dixon. Any discussion on the deferral? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. That passes unanimously. Thank you all. Next, we have two votes on appointments. First one is Rick Fox to the Bureau Board. I need a motion, please. Thank you, David. We have a motion from Alderman Skidmore. Do I have a second? A second from Alderman Goodwin. All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, please say no. That passes unanimously. Next is the reappointment of Larry Farina to the Bureau Board. We have a motion from Alderman Goodwin, a second from Alderman Skidmore. I think that's just backward what we just had. All those in motion of Larry Farina's reappointment to the Bureau Board, please say aye. Those opposed, please say no. That passes unanimously. Now we're on to brief committee reports. Chairman Garza, the General Committee.
All right, thank you very much, Mayor. We had a reading of ordinance 2025-22. It's a rezoning ordinance for the 3.82 acres off East Main Street and Maple Drive. We sent that to BOMA with a positive recommendation. The reading of resolution 2025-35, amending job classifications. We also moved that to BOMA with a positive recommendation. We had resolution 2025-37, and this is establishing protocols for media releases and public disclosure related to the Safe Haven Baby Box, and we let that go to BOMA with a positive recommendation. We had a pretty full agenda. Reading of resolution 2025-38, recognizing the public benefit of lot mergers and establishing a fee exemption for certain lot merger applications. We sent that forward with a positive recommendation. And then the resolution 2025-39, this is a resolution with accrued sick time use policies and a mechanism for employees to cash out on a limited basis a portion of their unused sick hours. And this is a new aggressive way of offering employees more benefits. And we sent that forward with a neutral recommendation. That's it.
Chairman Garza, thank you. Chairman Goodwin, Public Safety.
The only thing we had on our agenda tonight was the AFG grant. That concludes my report.
Chairman Goodwin, thank you. Alderman Martin, Planning Commission.
report was almost as short as everything.
Yeah.
Can you turn my mic on? Yeah. All right, so the Planning Commission met last Tuesday. I was sick, so I wasn't able to sit in on it, but I got to watch the YouTube video and prepare this minutes version. The first item that we talked, or was on the consent agenda, was the Falcon Ridge project. The last time we talked about it, American Homes for Rent owned it. They had asked for some changes. We denied it, and then Ryan Holmes came in and said they wanted some changes. And can you talk a little bit about whether Ryan Holmes was successful in that, or if this even broached on any of those requests?
I think Ryan Holmes did some due diligence on it, ended up backing out of that. But that's my understanding. And the reason that plat was on the agenda was their original plat that was approved was going to expire by the end of this year. So they didn't have time to renew it. So that's why they had to submit the new plat.
All right, so all that was done was they just renewed it. The requested changes, they would have to come back and we'd have to talk through it and all that good stuff.
Correct.
All right, well, I'm sorry to hear Ryan Holmes didn't get it. All righty, Millstone Phase 8, this is just some streets that are being added to the existing neighbors in that neighborhood, Shell Brothers. The next one is a final plat. This is Campbell Crossing. This is at 1468 and 1490 Saundersville Road. This is a state size, right? Pretty large lots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, large lots.
Yeah. This was approved, although there was a lot of discussion on why they had 6 driveways heading out onto Saundersville Road. So that may be something we talk about later in our next zoning ordinance.
Yeah, I think they originally started out with a driveway for each lot, and they did consolidate it down to one driveway for every 2 lots. But yes, there will be numerous driveways.
Yeah. It did end up getting passed. JLR Caldwell, if you guys remember, this is the horse farm property where they wanted to carve out some residences. The owner had brought in some fill to bring up the areas where he wanted to build a house, but he didn't have permission. So there were some threats to the stream, and there were going to be some environmental studies and stuff that he was going to bring back. He never did bring them back, and I think this was like the 3rd or 4th time he brought it back. So the discussion was not very nice, and instead of granting a variance, the Planning Commission just straight up denied it. Do you know if they cannot bring it back until another year, or what's the procedural posture?
That moratorium does not apply to plats. If you do a development plan, it gets denied, and you cannot bring something like that back unless you've made substantial changes. But plats are different in that regard, so they could bring that back.
You can come back anytime?
Yes.
Well, hopefully he got the message to bring the environmental report.
I think they did.
It's a pretty good watch on YouTube, so if you got an hour. Development plans, thanks. Maple Glen Holdings on 313 East Main Street. I think this is David Lucky's property. It's an older business kind of complex, and it is pretty much straight office. It's kind of an eyesore, and so we're excited with the fact that he's proposing to knock the buildings down and build something new. He's got some uses that he wants to use. Everybody seemed pretty reasonable with it. It'll be a phased project. Something for planning, or for BOMA to consider, is the uses. I think someone spotted in General Committee earlier, fast food is one of them. I don't know if you guys want to take a look at that or not before it heads to BOMA. Huh? Hopefully it'll be a chicken store, yeah. But that'll be coming to BOMA in our next meeting. And then Jim and Nick's had a mural and signage that they requested. It was consistent with their branding. It got passed. Staff level projects approved. Forest Parks at 1685 Saundersville Road. Millstone phases 1 through 12, final development plan, and then Martin Curtis lots 16 and 17 re-subdivided final plat. Staff level projects pending, 921 West Main Street building elevation remodel. I think you guys are going to be excited about what they bring to the Planning Commission on that project. It's kind of an eyesore, so. It's 921 West Main Street. This is the, this is that 80s glass office building. They fixed one up but not the other. So it looks like this one's going to get some good treatment. So it's right at the entrance of Hendersonville. So I'm excited to see that. Yeah. Church auxiliary entrance site plan, 1004 Drakes Creek Road. Grace Place final plat. I'm excited to see the construction progress out there at Grace Place. It's on Facebook. If you haven't seen it, search for it. It's kind of exciting to see it come together. Highland Acres Lot 88 resub final plat at 101 Cranwell Drive. Hispanic Baptist Church final plat is pending. Mansker Farms parking lot and site plan is pending. Meadows of Indian Lake Phase 4. MOT Partners property consolidation at 128 Sanders Ferry Road, and then Molly Walton Industrial. And that's it for the pending projects. Planning Director comments. We have a new planning staff member. Tim, what's his name?
Mike Wessel.
Mike Wessel, sorry.
Yeah.
So we welcome him and look forward to having his contributions. Other than that, that's my report if anybody has any questions.
Alderman Martin, thank you. Jesse, Bowman report.
I don't think we left out an address in town on the Planning Commission report. That's pretty good. I'm going to go through the metrics here. There's not much to out of the ordinary to talk about. Good news on page 526 that you'll see local sales tax revenue has about a 3% increase from what we budgeted or from last year, so that was really good. On page 527, you see that the general fund expenditures year to date are down. That's due to a delay in 2 of our payments. So expenditures are not really down, just the timing of the payment will reflect in the next couple months. So that's just a timing issue.
You say timing, but that's a large dollar amount year over year. What is that?
There was at least 1, if not 2, Waste Pro bills that came in a little late, and those are significant. So I think between 2 bills, it could be $700,000.
Okay, thank you.
And we researched that because we saw that it was lower that month, so it's just kind of a good check. Page 534, if you haven't heard about it, Pig Fest is right around the corner, so October 23rd through 25th. What is not on the list here, though, that is of importance is October 25th or 21st at 10 a.m. The Oak Ridge Boys Bridge is going to be dedicated, so that'll be named Oak Ridge Boys Bridge. That'll be kind of neat. You can see the signs are out there. They just don't have the emblem on them yet. Jason, if you could pull up a paving picture. I think Casey sent you a different paving picture. Yeah, if you could pull up that. So, yeah, on page. That's from Casey's iPhone today, so it is not Photoshopped. The other picture was better if you'd go back, Jason. Just looks a little pretty. There we go. Maybe it's Photoshopped. That's stop 30. So if you look on page 535, we're about 16 miles paved so far this year. This is a tremendous improvement for this road. You can see the shoulders are a little wider, and when we repaved the road, all the storm drainage under it was updated too. So this road will be in much better shape for a while. Now there's a section next to Drakes Creek that did not get repaved, and that's because that's part of the bridge project. So when the bridge gets redone, that section of street's going to be repaved, and we still have utility companies out there working, so they'll be there for a while.
Thanks to the staff involved with the funding.
it was much needed. Thank you.
And then Casey's going to come up and kind of talk about a page that she's made to inform residents.
Thank you, Jason. So one of the things we've been talking about is the big project coming up at Stop 30 Drakes Creek intersection. And we know this is a big project for the city. It's going to have huge impacts along the way with the traffic, as we just saw with just Stop 30 alone, which is getting the road repaired and the paving. So we're really glad that's done, and that's going to help. But I've gone ahead and I created this project webpage. And so the top gives an overview of the project, and it kind of tells residents what they can expect to be the positive outcomes from the project, as well as where we kind of are with the status and what's going on. Two nice graphics, one that kind of just shows the overall project area that will be impacted by the construction and the work done, and then a really basic, doesn't show the signal heads or anything like that, just a graphic to kind of give them an idea of the bridge elevation and what the intersection will look like. If you scroll down on this page as well, this is where we're going to put traffic impacts. So similar to how we've seen state projects done, this page will function like that with those traffic impacts. And there are a way for residents who are particularly impacted by this project that they can sign up and be a part of a email distribution that we can send them direct updates as the project progresses and what they can anticipate. And just a reminder for Code Red too, because that's another way we get those quick last minute changes out. We do hope this will be a good resource. There's not a lot to communicate now. As the top of the page says, it is considered pre-construction. However, Piedmont is already out there working, and they will be working there for several more weeks, potentially into a month in that project area, which means that while the utilities are doing their relocation, there could be impacts. Sometimes single lane closure, sometimes just shoulder work. It just depends. And so residents should be prepared for what that will look like as they're working. As soon as Piedmont finishes, Hendersonville Utility District is scheduled and has already submitted their plans to begin work right after. And that will be 5+ months of work that HUD will be out there working on utility relocation. So this is going to be ongoing for a while with just the utility work that's in the prep for the project. And then obviously, as Sarah talked about in capital projects meeting, the project will hopefully go to bid in spring, and there'll be other construction beginning at that point.
Hold on, Alderman Evans.
Casey, can you go back, Jason, up to the very top of this? Do you have on this, I love the picture as far as what it could look like, and can we say that this is just a rendering or a possibility, because this is not a final plan of what this is going to look like?
Sure, yeah, I can throw a label. And this is not a public-facing page yet. It will be this week. This is just one we drafted to put together, but we do hope to launch that as soon as tomorrow, public-facing, and then we'll do kind of the campaign to let the residents know. And those of you that live in that area or have constituents there, if you can help just get the word out to the HOAs and just continue to talk about using this as a resource for those impacts. But yeah, absolutely, we'll label that as a rendering.
This will be great. Saves me and Eddie a lot of time of writing out to the, so we'll just copy and paste this in.
Perfect.
Share the link.
If there's any updates or anything in particular, just reach out and let me know.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Alderman Evans, thank you. Alderman Dixon.
Motion to adjourn, Mayor.
Oh, hold on, Alderman Collins, sorry.
Okay. I'm so
Do you have a
sorry.
question for Jesse?
Yes.
Okay.
Jesse, can you tell us the average amount of time it takes to fulfill a public records request?
Do you know that off the top of your head?
No, it's going to depend on the amount of records that we pull. So typically, a turnaround time is going to be a week or less. It just depends if there are, sometimes like we did one where there's 18,000 records and emails that we pulled. So depending, and sometimes when we get a request, we don't have all the information, so we have to follow up. But typically, we do a week turnaround.
And do you communicate that to the person when they make the request about when they should expect it to?
So when it's a large request, that has to be communicated because people may choose a different option for how they look at their records, because if we print them, they have to pay for them. If they inspect them, it's free. So typically, anytime it's going to be a copious request, we have to have the conversation because people don't necessarily want to pay hundreds of dollars for printed copies. So we'll have to communicate.
And I am thinking about some of the citizen comments that we had earlier, and I just want to make sure that we're making our best efforts to communicate realistic expectations to people who are making the requests, because all disappointment comes from unmet expectations, so managing those expectations can go a long way in those sort of things.
So Alderman Collins, do you mind, so a follow-up question? So, if we do not have a record that is requested, we do not have to create a record, is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
put no such record.
Yes, so that's the other thing. Sometimes I think folks might say there was no response when we didn't have a responsive record.
But you tell them there's no such record
Yes, ma'am.
in writing.
I don't know if they call or they, I don't know if in writing, yeah,
Okay.
they'll typically email it in.
I understand completely. Thank you so much.
Okay. Alderman Collins, thank you. Alderman Dixon.
Motion to adjourn.
Alderman Goodwin.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, please say no. Are you serious? That passes unanimously? He said he was kidding.